Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome everybody to the Fridley School Board meeting. Due to the current federal and state emergency declarations, guidance about limiting person-to-person contact due to COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting of the Fridley Independent School District 14 School Board is being conducted in accordance with Minnesota statutes 13D.021, meeting by telephone or other electronic means. Citizens who would like to address the board on a topic or on the meeting agenda may email the Fridley School Board at schoolboard@fridley.k12.mn.us prior to the meeting. Please include your full name, the agenda item you wish to speak about, and your question or comment on the agenda item. School board members are reminded to mute their microphone or phone when they are not speaking. School board members wishing to speak, please state your name, then wait to be recognized, and I will call on you. The chair will determine the order in which board members wishing to speak will be recognized. When recognized, the board members should unmute the microphone or phone, speak, and then mute their device again. All votes will be conducted by roll call. Each board member should wait until their name is called before voting. At this point, I would like to open up the meeting and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And with that, is there a motion to approve the agenda with suggested motions and resolutions?
Motion moved.
Second.
Motion by Adams, seconded by Stark. And I will call the roll. Mr. Adam?
Aye.
Mr. Carnott?
Here.
Ms. Stark?
Aye. Here.
Zhang?
Aye.
And Ms. Pruito? Aye. And with that, the motion passes. We would like to start tonight with our spotlight on recognition.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Perito and school board members. I would like to say congratulations to Fatima Al-Nizami, our Employee of the Month for October. Fatima has served as our administrative assistant in our Student Services Support Office at Fridley High School for 3 years. In the SSS office, Fatima illustrates such a calm presence with our students who come to speak with their dean or the social worker. She is always extremely positive, caring, and helpful, and takes in each situation, giving individual attention to each student and family. She shows empathy, compassion, and respect for others at all times. The students love her, and the staff respect her hard work, dedication, and professionalism. As one staff member noted, Fatima handles her workplace stress with such smooth poise, yet her work is done with urgency. No matter how big or small the project, she makes the task at hand a priority. This year, Fatima and the assistant principal worked so many extra hours to complete the class schedule that was beyond impossible to puzzle together. Fatima took the project head on and made sure everything was perfect. When an error would pop up, she made it her top priority to ensure the safety of our students and to calm the nerves of our teaching staff. Another staff member said, Fridley is so lucky to have Fatima as a part of our team for her hard work ethic, but also because she is constantly building, connecting, and reconnecting relationships with our Fridley family. We're lucky to have Fatima as a member of our team, and congratulations to her to the Honor Employee of the Month, and that was written by Principal at the Fridley High School, Ms. Han. I also like to congratulate this evening to Jordan Wright as Employee of the Month for November. Throughout the spring, summer, and into the fall months, Jordan Wright has shown all aspects of the IB learner profile in her work with childcare, whether it has been as the critical care or fee-based programming. Jordan has worked tirelessly to create a welcoming environment for families that also made them feel safe during those months of the pandemic. She possesses the highest level of communication skills and treats each family with grace and individuality. She knows the child care and other related aspects of her position inside and out, dealing with pathways, county assistance, etc. Her work with families and kids is of the highest quality, and that stems over into her work with her colleagues. Her integrity level is the highest quality, and in all of her work, she keeps an open mind to all and is welcoming to multiple perspectives. It was the highest respect that I nominate Jordan Wright for Employee of the Month. And this is written by Stephen Keeler, Director of Community Ed, and Karen Backstrand, our PYP-IB Coordinator. Shall I keep going, Chair Perito?
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, and Mr. Adam has something to add.
Just again, congratulations to the employees of the month. I just want to acknowledge that Fatima Al-Nizami was my fourth grade student at LML. So that makes double joy for me this evening. So congratulations.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. I'll keep going next. I'm sorry, my doorbell rang, and I'm like, why is my doorbell ringing? So I'll share the superintendent and staff reports. Is that okay, Chair Perito?
That would be great. And if you saw me running around, it was, hurry up, kids. I need a charger. My computer's about ready to die. So, you know, you just never know what's going to happen on a Zoom call.
So for my superintendent and staff report today, I would like to send from the bottom of our hearts here at Fridley Public Schools, a community thank you. So I want to send a large thank you to the Fridley Public School District community who voted to renew the district's capital projects levy with 67% approval vote. The district uses these fundings from the levy to address maintenance issues at its schools and its buildings, and to provide technology for teaching and learning for students and staff. The levy was first authorized in 2002, and 2011. Fridley Public Schools is very grateful to the Fridley community for its support of our students, staff, and schools. In addition to voting to approve the levy, Fridley voters also elected Ross Meisner to serve on the Fridley School Board. Meisner was one of 3 candidates vying for a seat on the board. With this election, Meisner will serve for the 1 year remaining in the board term of former board member Mary Kay Delvaux, who resigned in June of 2020. We would like to send a huge thank you to Gao Nu Zhang for serving on the board as our interim member. We appreciate her time, dedication, and service that she has given to Fridley Public Schools.
Yes, I would like to echo that. Thank you, Ms. Zhang, for stepping in. I know we haven't seen the last of you. We have so appreciated you just joining right in, and it has been a pleasure serving with you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to staying connected.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. We will now move on to our business action items. And luckily, each month we are blessed with accepting gifts from the community. So this resolution, whereas School Board Policy 706 establishes guidelines for the acceptance of gifts to the district, and whereas Minnesota Statute 465.03 states the school board may accept a gift, a grant, or device of real or personal property only by the adoption of a resolution approved by 2/3 of its members. Therefore, be it resolved that the School Board of Fridley Public Schools accepts with appreciation the following gifts received by the school district. Former Hayes student Margene Swanson and Nancy Anderson, 20 jackets, 19 hats, 9 pairs of gloves, socks, underwear, sweatshirts, and leggings for the Hayes Elementary School. Also for Hayes Elementary School, St. Philip's Lutheran Church donated 17 jackets. So we want to thank those community members. So if I can have a motion to thank those gifts, thank the donors for their contributions, and accept the gifts.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. And because of that, I will just call the roll. Mr. Adam,
Aye.
Mr. Carnop,
Aye.
Ms. Stark,
Aye.
Ms. Zhang,
Aye.
and myself, aye. So thank you so much. That motion has passed. Next, we have a resolution for consolidating our polling places. So this resolution is something that we do yearly. Places will remain open for voting for school district elections not held on the day of a statewide, citywide, county, or municipal election. Be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District 14, State of Minnesota as follows. Pursuant to Minnesota statutes, Section 205A.11, the precincts and polling places for school district elections are those precincts or parts of precincts located within the boundaries of the school district, which have been established by the cities or towns located in whole or in part within the school district. The board hereby confirms those precincts and polling places so established by those municipalities. Pursuant to Minnesota statutes, the board may establish a combined polling place for several precincts for school elections not held on the day of a statewide, county, or municipal election. Combined polling places are hereby established to serve the precincts specified for all school district special and general elections not held on the same day as a statewide, county, or municipal election as follows. Our polling place will be the Fridley Community Center. That's at 6085 7th Street Northeast in Fridley. Pursuant to Minnesota statutes, the polling places will remain open for voting for school district elections between the hours of 7 a.m. and 8 o'clock p.m. The clerk is directed to prepare a map illustrating the boundaries of each combined precinct, to post the map of the combined precincts in the administrative offices of the school district, and to file a copy of the map and a certified copy of this resolution with the county auditor of each county in which the school district is located in whole or in part. As required by Minnesota statute, section 204B.16, subdivision 1A, the clerk is hereby authorized and directed to give a written notice of new polling place locations to all registered voters in the school district whose school district polling place locations have been changed. The notice must be a non-forwardable notice mailed at least 25 days before the date of the first election to which it will apply. If I could have, if somebody would like to make a motion, that would be awesome.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay, so moved by Stark, seconded by Carnop, and I will call the roll. Mr. Adam,
Aye.
Mr. Carnop,
Aye.
Ms. Stark,
Aye.
Ms. Zhang,
Aye.
and I. That is all. So is there any other discussion? No, and that motion passes, or resolution. The next is a resolution of school board supporting Form A applications to Minnesota State High School Foundation. Whereas the Minnesota State High School League Foundation was formed to provide support for the Minnesota's high school youth to participate in athletics and fine arts. Whereas the District 14 School Board recognizes the value of student participation in extracurricular activities, and whereas the Minnesota High School League Foundation is offering grants and funding to assist school districts in recognizing, promoting, and funding extracurricular participation by high school students in athletic and fine art programs. Therefore, be it resolved that the Fridley School Board supports the district's application to the Minnesota State High School League Foundation for Form A, grant to offset student activity fees. So would somebody like to make a motion to approve that resolution?
Motion moved.
Second.
Motion by Adam, seconded by Zhang, and that is a resolution. So I will call the roll. Mr. Adam,
Aye.
Mr. Carnot,
Aye.
Miss Stark,
Aye.
Miss Zhang,
Aye.
and I also will approve that. So if there's no further discussion, that resolution also passes. Next, we are going to move on to the consent agenda, which we do monthly, and that is to approve the consent agenda of routine action items, including minutes of the regular school board meeting, work session that was held October 20th, 2020, a special meeting held on November 13th, 2020, monthly financial reports, new contracts, amendments, leaves of absence, lane changes, terminations, resignations, retirements, and the Region 5 Computer Services Joint Power Agreement. And I would accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Stark, seconded by Carnop. I will again call the roll. Mr. Adam,
Aye.
Mr. Carnop,
Aye.
Miss Stark,
Aye.
Miss Zhang,
Aye.
and I also will agree to that. So the consent agenda is passed. Next, we'll move on to our written information and first readings of policies. Mr. Isaacson.
Chair Perito, Mr. Isaacson also need to do a motion for the second reading for policy 402. That was missed.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
By all means, I'm happy to provide a succinct second reading of policy 402. To wit, the changes are evident under section D, whereby policy 402 is updated to reflect the ADA coordinator name and contact information change to reflect the name Ike Isaacson, Director of Human Resources. That is the only change to policy 402.
Thank you so much. So we will take a motion for policy 402, if somebody would like to make a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Stark, seconded by Carnop. We will call the roll. You guys are going to get tired of saying aye, but that's okay. We are going to start Mr. Adam,
Aye.
Mr. Carnop,
Aye.
Miss Stark,
Aye.
Miss Zhang,
Aye.
and Miss Perito is an aye. So unless there's any further talk about that, we will now move on to first readings of policies.
All right, I'm happy to provide the first reading of policy 407. That pertains to the employee right to know exposure to hazardous materials. This is perhaps a less scintillating reading than our earlier reading of policy 402, due not to the topic, but perhaps my absence of eloquence in making this exciting. The policy has a number of strike-throughs. It looks like a lot of red on your screens, and I won't go over each one in excruciating detail, any temptations notwithstanding. But that said, page 1 reflects a simple change in sentence structure, as well as the addition of the term bloodborne pathogens as an aspect of this policy. Page 2 likewise reflects grammatical improvements, as well as inclusion of clarifying language cited, for example, annual training and the naming of bloodborne pathogens, and then likewise referencing the statutes that apply to this policy. And page 3, moreover, provides cross-references to the models for these policies under the Minnesota School Board Association. I do want to note this is compulsory training for all newly hired staff, and this is required annual training for all district staff. Unless there's questions, I'll move on to first reading of policy 409. This is policy 409 and pertains to employee publications, instructional materials, inventions, and creations. This is a new policy for the school district, a common policy in other districts. This is modeled on MSBA language. This is essentially boilerplate language that's evident, and it's intended to ensure the district's right to ownership of instructional materials, et cetera, that are created in the course of employment. The purpose as stated is to identify and reserve the proprietary rights of the school district to materials, inventions, creations, et cetera, that the employee develops or creates while employed by the district. Furthering the district, ensuring that the district has the rights to those publications, instructional materials, inventions, creations made evident in the course of employment serves to ensure that we can continue to build on the foundation of our accomplishments and establish even greater structures of success as time and opportunity give us more material. That is, in summary, the intent of Policy 409.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Sorry I missed you. You did a great job. They were all exciting policies. And next, we're going to move on. Ms. Stark, would you love to tell us about Northeast Metro?
I would love to. So our most recent meeting, Dr. Valerie Bowe, who is leading the COVID Strategic Coordination and Reporting Group, provided an update to the learning models for November. In applying our 11 criteria to the 3 learning models, the district has seen improved levels in hybrid learning from October to November. She reviewed the calendar for possible shifts in learning models, noting that another phase of shifts that could have been an ugly slip-up will occur next week. The school board heard a report on COVID positive cases to date. Dr. Bowe shared some examples of positive outcomes we can celebrate from our programs. Superintendent Hayes noted that as we continue to monitor our data on a daily basis with the safety of students and staff is our highest concern. And we're working to be flexible, responsive, and nimble as we move between learning models due to changing conditions. We also approved changes to a policy related to student sex non-discrimination. We have moved the Wednesday, December 2 meeting over to Wednesday, December 9 due to a conflict with the MSBA Delegate Assembly. We celebrated the retirement of Sherry Scholweiler, who is the administrative support assistant, and she was with the district for 31 years. And finally, we are still in the process of the superintendent search for 916. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Dr. Heil, if you would like to talk about AMSB.
I would love to talk about AMSD. All right, so at our AMSD meeting, they shared the 2020 election results. Chris Amundson did, and she shared that for the state of Minnesota, there were over 3.26 million people that voted, which is putting Minnesota at 79.35% of eligible voters, as well as she shared the results of the Minnesota Senate and the Minnesota House race. Minnesota Senate, the Republicans maintained the majority, 34-33. And the Minnesota House Democrats maintained the majority, and that was 70-64. They also shared information about the state budget deficit that is projected to come our way. So the 2021 budget deficit based on the May 2020 budget projection is to come in at $2.426 billion. And for the 2022-2023 projected deficit budget is looking at $4.7 billion. They also reviewed AMSD audit, which came in good and clear. And there was also information shared by the School Finance Committee report on possible solutions to equalize equity gaps in funding. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm not sure, did somebody attend the Schools for Equity and Education on November 13th?
Ms. Thornton did, but she's out today, so we won't be sharing that today, Chair Perito.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So the only thing left is our important future school board dates. So the next North Suburban Joint Powers Board meeting will be held on November 18th. The next AMSD board meeting held on December 4th, 2020. Our Fridley School Board Retreat is going to be on December 8th. The next Northeast Metro 916 board meeting will be held, as Ivana said, on December 9th. And our next Fridley School Board meeting will be December 15th with our Truth in Taxation. Does anyone have anything else to add? Then I will accept a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so everybody wants to close and Mr. Adams going to second and we'll call the roll. Mr. Adam.
Aye.
Mr. Carnop.
Aye.
Ms. Stark.
Aye.
Ms. Zhang.
Aye.
And Ms. Purito is an aye, and we are now adjourned at 7:56. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely week and please be safe.
Bye.
Thanks. Good night, everyone.